Yo, it's Tyro, and if you can tell from the title, it says Chapter 1, Part 1. There's a reason. It's not because I had a stroke or anything. It's literally because I've been gone for so long. There's a lot of stuff that's been happening lately. I'll explain more in the outro, but the basic gist is I have had to do all this other stuff then write. So I only got around 50% of the story that I want to tell written. I don't really like doing improvisation because I don't really remember what I say after. So that's why it's gonna be chapter 1, part 1. Without further ado, roll the intro and enjoy the what if. In the night of October of 1983, a baby was born named Naruto Uzumaki. And at first glance, his parents knew exactly what to do with their child. They put him in a box and abandoned him on the street. After a day of crying, Holly Kujo and her 12-year-old son stumbled across the baby one day. Holly took one look at the baby. Where's his parents? As Jotaro suggests that they take him to the police station, the police officer explains that the baby's mother and father cannot be tracked, which means he's going to be in a foster home. Holly suggests that she could be the foster parent, and after 3 months of legal debates and all that, Naruto became a Kujo. 5 years later, Naruto and his mother were just at home when they both became ill. This was just after Jotaro was in jail again. After coming home, a weird man came. And Naruto found out that this weird man was his grandpa. Jotaro and his grandpa set out to fight this great evil, although he didn't remember the name of him. The Speedwagon Foundation cared for him and his mother for the mere months it felt like that it took for his older brother and his grandpa to come back. His grandpa explained one thing when he did. There's a place called Morio. You should go. Jotaro would question. Why? As he would scratch his head. Well, you see, one night, specifically in 1983, it was my birthday. I went out partying in Morio and, well, as Jotaro pinched his nose. Good frickin' grief. You cheated, didn't you, Grandpa? As he would begin to scratch his head. Yeah, and apparently the girl had a baby 9 months later. It was actually 1982, if I could remember. Years are getting to me. Yeah. As Naruto would ask Jotaro, does that mean I have an uncle? Yeah, good grief. As then within that 2 weeks, they moved to Morio. Holly Kujo knocked on the Higashikata's house. A 5-year-old boy popped out. Hello, my name is Josuke Higashikata. As Holly would ask if the young boy can get his mom. His mom, Tomoko, sorry I cannot read, came to the door. Hello, who is this? As Holly explained, I'm Holly Kujo. I'm Joseph Joestar's granddaughter. Tomoko looked at her stepdaughter, quote unquote. Damn, you look just like my age. What do you mean? Is this some type of joke? As Holly pulled a picture of him and her grandfather posing. Nope, it's not a joke. You see, we're just living down the street. We only came to say hi. As Josuke and Naruto looked at each other. Josuke looked. This guy doesn't look older than me. He's my nephew? So Naruto looked back. Oh, good grief. This guy with a weird pompadour is my uncle? But besides their first impressions of each other, they got along just fine. In fact, they were best friends, and after a week, they began to hang out late at night, when Josuke got lost. They were playing tag, but Josuke decided to go out of bounds what they said, which was the block, to try and trick Naruto. After what it felt like hours to find Josuke. Naruto looked at his hand. It was weird. He could see another hand. It was red with black swirls. Naruto just kept on crying and eventually placed one of his hands in the ground, kind of weeping as he would yell, "Josuke, where are you?" When the ground began to take a weird shape, a giant whirlpool with one giant hole. Naruto would look in it and he would see movement. It was like he was on the back of something that was running. As the thing was laughing, Naruto jumped through the whirlpool, and it was surprising for both of them. Naruto seemingly was teleported from Josuke's back. Naruto jumped out the whirlpool, and because the whirlpool was closing, the space had to fill in the gap, which means that Josuke's back was twisting and twirling as the bones and muscles moved in the same direction as the swirl was closing. Josuke screamed in pain. His back was basically broken. He only had minutes to live when his stand appeared. Naruto saw it too. The giant stand, although this was its only time doing this so far, moved on its own to save its user. He hit Josuke's back and reversed it, quote unquote, to back where it was originally. Naruto and Josuke both looked at each other's stand as they realized they have a special ability. After 11 years, Naruto and Josuke got used to their new powers. It took a bunch of trial and error, but they eventually figured it out and how they best used their powers. It was 1999. They were both, I'm gonna say sophomores. They were both sophomores at the time, and they both had their own gist. No one wanted to mess with either of them, as they were both as seen as bizarre. Naruto somehow was able to steal money back from bullies and giving it back to the kids, which meant that most people in his neighborhood liked him except for, all bullies. Josuke was a bit different. All the girls loved him, but most guys hated him. Not because that he was getting all the attention, but because he had this weird ability of just beating someone up without even needing to touch them, and reversing their face back to how it was originally. He also had a pompadour, and if you ever commented anything mean about it, well, you got the wrath of Josuke Higashikata. Although their two names were different, they were also known to be cousins, as the whole uncle and nephew thing they didn't like, and they thought cousins was a way better name for it, even brothers, as Naruto would spend more time at Josuke's house than he did his own. One day, Naruto was walking down the street. They were mainly talking about how school went with each other, as they did have separate classes, and this was the only time they actually had to talk before dinner. As Naruto would bump into a man, he was 6 foot and was wearing a white jacket with a white hat cut near the hair to try and symbolize the hat was in the hair. Naruto noticed this weird hat style as the man looked back. "Good grief, watch where you're..." "Naruto? Oh, good. I need to talk to you." As Jotaro went to walk up to Naruto. Naruto looked at Jotaro in annoyance. Josuke already knew what the deal was. "When were you gonna tell me that I had a niece?" Jotaro looked confused as Naruto saw the confusion. "Oh, I'm sorry. It's not like you had to tell me anything. Annie already told me and Mom." As Jotaro would realize, oh, good grief, she already told them. As Naruto continued to walk away. "What's her name?" As Jotaro would look back. Jolene Kujo." As Naruto would scoff. I would have been grateful if you invited us to the wedding, or the birth, or really any other event. As Naruto and Josuke continued walking. "Naruto, listen, now's not the time. This is very important. And serious." As Naruto looked back, Oh, and it's all back and pissed off. Sorry, I cannot read. Oh, serious and important, huh? Like the 11 Christmases you didn't see Mom, or the 11 birthdays you've missed. Mom hasn't seen you in 11 years. Good grief, you're just like Dad. As he would continue to walk. Listen, Naruto. Now is not the time. As Naruto at this point was just getting all pissed. You know what? Fine. You and that weird hair boy can continue on. I'll just go talk to Mom. As Naruto smiled. Hey Josuke, you heard that? As Josuke laughed. Don't worry, I won't make sure anything's permanent. Jotaro already kind of figured out what they meant. The only way they could have hurt him was they had to stand, or they're just too arrogant. Naruto summoned his stand. It was humanoid, black swirls. The eyes were blue. The swirls started at the two palms of the hands, soles of the feet, and the eyes of the face. Also, a giant swirl point was also at the heart. Naruto told Jotaro, don't worry, Josuke's gonna make sure it doesn't hurt. As Naruto used to stand to attack Jotaro's back. Instead of touching his back, all it did was touch Jotaro's stand's fist. Naruto just smiled. So you had one too. Another secret you wanted to keep from me. As he used the other hand of his stand to place on the ground. A giant wormhole-like thing opened up. Naruto jumped through and appeared in front of Jotaro's stand. It was like it was exiting out of the stand's hand. And when that happened, the stand's fist began to twirl in the direction of the swirl, destroying Jotaro's hand. As Josuke would use his crazy diamond to punch the hand to kind of heal it back. So this is your stand, huh? That's actually pretty neat. Good grief. 3 stand users already. Naruto to question. 3? What do you mean by 3? As Jotaro would look at Naruto. Good grief. I'm trying to tell you there's a fucking murderer in Morio. Naruto looked shocked. Looked shocked. A murderer in Morio? That's what you wanted to tell me. As Jotaro just sighed. Listen, there's a murderer. His name is Angelo Katagiri. Just make sure you stay clear of him. I only got a sighting of his stand and part of his face. Here, look at the picture. As Jotaro handed Naruto and Josuke the picture. It was a man with white hair and a top hat. They got to see the stand too since they're stand users. The stand looked like a blue humanoid with eyes all over it. Huh, that's weird. It seems like everybody has a humanoid stand. As Jotaro kind of gritted his teeth. Listen, stands aren't only humanoid. They can literally be anything. There are stand users in Morio and stand arrows. Those are the things that allow stand users to access their stands, although some are born with it like you, me, and Jotaro. I mean, you, me, and Josuke, god dang it. Sorry, you, me, and Josuke. As Josuke looked confused. That's why you and Mom got a sickness when I left. It's because this man named Dio, well, he kind of stole our great-grandfather's body. Well, at least mine. As Naruto looked confused. So, what you're saying is, this guy was the reason why stands are appearing? Then just kick his ass. As Jotaro cut him off. I already did that. He's dead, but his followers are causing trouble. Stand arrows are dangerous. Listen, I didn't want to put this mission on you. I'm just warning you. But I am going to tell you if you do see a stand arrow, as he showed a picture of the stand arrow, give it to me immediately. As the back of the picture had Jotaro's phone number. Once you have it, call me. And or if you see a stand, call me. Once you do, I'll come here running and beat the crap out of the standees myself. As Naruto then stops Jotaro. You're seeing Mom. Look, I have more important matters to As Crazy Diamond and Whirlpool, the name of Naruto's stand, Whirlpool was already activated. Josuke then spoke. I think I should have an opinion. You're gonna see Auntie. You're gonna see Auntie Holly, whether you like it or not. Auntie? Isn't she technically your sister or something? I mean, yeah, but she's like an aunt to me anyway, so you're gonna see her, or you're gonna get a sorry. You're gonna see her, or you're gonna see the power of her stance. You already know what Naruto can do, but you don't want to know what I'm like when I'm pissed off. That's Jotaro's side. Good grief. Fine, I'll go see the bitch. As Naruto used Whirlpool to tag a marking on Jotaro. It was at a non-fatal point, his shoulder. Listen, if you're ever in trouble, I'll be able to help you. These markings allow me to teleport to you, although it's gonna hurt like a bitch. But luckily, Josuke's there to help you. And he's right, Josuke. Yeah. So Naruto then looks at Jotaro. So if you think about running away before seeing Mom, I'll just activate it without a second thought, and you'll have a pain of your shoulder twisting without stop. That's Jotaro's side. Good grief. Fine, if it makes you happy. As Naruto would look at Jotaro. Oh yeah, don't call her bitch again, okay? Whatever, Jotaro replied. Naruto sighed. Well, at least we got that situation dealt with. Wanna go to your house? And it's Josuke smiled. Yeah, I think my mom's making eggs for dinner again. As Naruto smiled sweet as they ran to Josuke's house. Okay, that was part 1. I was actually able to get more than I wanted, so this might not be a half part, as normally I like it when there's like 16 minutes. Anyway, I just want to say I'm sorry I've been gone for an entire week. There's a lot of stuff I want to explain. Number 1, by the time of me uploading this, tomorrow's actually my birthday. So I'm not working on it. I'm not working on anything on my birthday. No, I refuse, okay? That's number 1. Number 2, if you guys didn't know, I'm in school right now. And around this time, the thing called a keystone, if you didn't know what that is, it's a huge test that's very important. Yeah, I need to study for that, or if I fail, I might not be able to graduate, or stuff like that. And another thing is I'm kind of testing for my car permit, because I really, really want to get at least a driver's license, even though I might not be able to get a car, but I at least want to get a driver's license. So yeah, basically school shit. That's why I haven't been uploading lately. Also, I'm trying to reconnect with all my friends, as I was really distant with them. Stuff like that. I wasn't gonna make a whole video explaining, because that's just excuses. I wanted to give a very brief summary of what was happening. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. I actually like this idea of what if Naruto is in JoJo's, especially JoJo's Part 4 is my favorite JoJo's out of all of them. Well, actually, I think Steel Ball Run is my second favorite, if I'm gonna be honest. Where's it JoJolion? I actually never read JoJolion. I only read like 1 chapter, so yeah. See you guys, and I guess happy birthday to me. But yeah.